Today is a slow day, a fatigue day, a low energy day, and I have rest my bones, my body, my brain all morning, and it's nice and bright out here. So I have decided to run a couple of errands and just bring myself out of my home for a couple of hours, because even though I just feel just sluggish, I don't want to waste a nice beautiful day just being at home, just watching nonsense on the TV and just watching the clock pass. So come along with me. I have a parcel to return, and I actually have brain. I actually have medication to collect from the pharmacy, so I am going to do them both at the same time. Normally on a Saturday I wake up really early and then I go to my local leisure centre to participate in a large group Pilates class. Then I run some errands if I need to, and then go home and continue with things I didn't manage to complete during the week. There's always something. There's always some video editing that I haven't done or haven't completed or haven't started. That's what I meant when I say haven't done. I knew that today was going to be a slow day when I didn't even naturally wake up early. I spent a few hours just eating, relaxing, allowing my body to do as it likes to do when it's fatigued and low and just felt drained. Just, I guess, as most people call it, self-love nowadays. I had to pull over and sort out this mic camera connection because it felt like I was talking to you, but you couldn't hear what I was saying. So just in case we went any further, let me pull over. So I did, and good job, because they weren't connected. I never actually know how you resolve that. I just forever press things on and off, and somehow they reconnected. I have one more errand to run, and before I do it, I'm thinking, I'm out, what can I do? Because it hasn't been a couple of hours yet. Oh, I don't know. Oh, and when I noticed I was chatting away and my mic wasn't connecting, I was actually complaining about the cost of petrol. Oy, I'm seeing an increase. I drive a small car to keep the cost of gas, keep it low, save on the money. I don't like spending when I don't need to. And yes, my vehicle is half must, half a need. I'll explain that another time. I don't know why I decided to come this way. I don't even know where I'm going to go. Oh gosh. Oh, that was so rude of me. Yeah, maybe driving around's not the greatest idea. And I'm feeling so... ugh. I was thinking of going to the movies, but I'm not sure. I was thinking about going to sit outside somewhere. I always have my book in my bag, but I don't know. So I'm just going to drive somewhere. Go sit, eat my snacks that I have in my bag and read for a little while. So as I'm driving up the hill to get to this place, I'm like, oh, I remember this view in the summertime. It's beautiful. And then I drove past where I was going to sit and I'm like, I need to find a car park. I found a car park. It's not near where I wanted to sit, but I parked up anyways. Opened the door and I went, nope, not warm enough for me to get out and sit down and read. Plus, I could feel my bladder. Hi, an MS character whose bladder doesn't hold for very long sometimes. When I'm sitting, I'm okay, but the moment I get up and start walking, I'm like, oh, bladder problems. No, we won't call it problems. Bladder needs to release. And if it's chilly wherever I am, I need to release more often. So it was a good idea of taking my book out and having a read. But I'm just going to sit here with this pretty view and read. Because it's different from my living room. Different surroundings, different environment. Yes, I am sat in a car park, very aware of that, but just not a car park right outside my home. Sorry. Oh goodness. Yawn. Yeah, I am fatigued today. I don't know actually if I want to call it fatigued or low energy. They're very similar but different. And now I said that, let's talk about it. I brought it up, let's discuss it. I am going to dive into my bag because I've got a feeling I'm probably losing the energy, you know, want to shut my eyes and rest because it has been a few hours since I've sorry people, that was a large yawn, sorry. But it has been a while since I've eaten anything and I have some snacks in my bag. Let me tell you the story about my snacks while I go into my bag to show you what I have. Right, so I have this. It is vanilla protein powder and frozen blueberries and cold water. It's not ice cold anymore, but cold. What else do I have? I have these crisps. And I have to explain why crisps are in this sandwich bag. So I like to snack and I buy big bags of crisps, big bags. I can go through more than I would like to in one sitting. So when I buy my big bag of crisps, I divide them into like 28, 30 grams, depending on the guidance that it says on the bag. With these ones, they are tomato and basil flavour hummus crisps. I like these. I can literally eat I was about to say a whole big bag, but no, half a big bag. When you see the guidelines on the big bags of crisps, always look at the serving size. This is it. Yeah. What else do I have in here? Let's see. I always have nuts in my bag because it's a clean, healthy snack to eat. I get an energy boost when I'm hungry and I eat nuts. I buy the large bags from my local supermarket, large ones, and I buy I buy a bag of almonds, a bag of pecans, walnuts, pistachios, Brazil nuts if they've got them. They don't have them very often. Do we have anything else in here? Cashews and hazelnuts. I put them in a big jar at home, mix them up, and then pour some in here. These I do not weigh. I don't. Because I know roughly 8, 10, maximum 16, no, roughly 8 or 10 nuts is meant to be like a standard portion of nuts. And once I've had about that amount, I'm normally satisfied. So I just keep refilling the container and throwing it into my bag. What else do I have in here? Oh, that's tablets. I always have a little tub of raisins because sometimes when I'm out, I fancy something sweet. And raisins, that's natural sweetness, isn't it? Instead of going into a corner shop, a supermarket, a sweet shop and buying sweets, like I could buy Skittles and just be popping them like they are nuts, but they're not as healthy for me like nuts are. So raisins gives me my sweet craving while I'm out and about. What else? Do I have anything else in here? I buy dried mango. And this is another thing that I have when I've got a sweet tooth. Just sometimes I get a sweet craving, like I sit there and I think, oh, I could eat a sweet right now. And instead of eating a whole bag of sweets, I have a few of these and that satisfies me as well. Do we have anything else? Normally, no. Normally, I have a bottle of water with me, but this is constantly in my vehicle. And what I did today is I had some water left in this large 2-litre bottle of water, and I took it out and I thought, keep that in the car to refill that cup next time I want some water, just in case that cup is empty. I always try to plan. I think I try to plan too much sometimes. But yes, let's sip and share about fatigue today. I've brought it up, so why not? Let's discuss it. Shake it up, shake it up. So fatigue. Sometimes I can feel really slow and sluggish, but not sleepy. So, like today, I'm unsure whether it's fatigue because I haven't slept as much as I would do when I'm having an extreme fatigue session. We call it session. Episode, situation, I don't know. I was sluggish in getting up this morning. That's what made me think maybe it's fatigue, because fatigue is low energy and exhaustion. And that's how I felt. I felt so drained this morning. I was just like, it's not going to happen. And I woke up later than I normally would do. So I knew something was different. And then I just didn't have this get up and go drive energy. I didn't have it with me. So I just took my time in doing things like getting out of bed and getting dressed and eating breakfast. Just took my time. And time was going a lot faster than what I thought it was. So I was like, okay, a level of fatigue is definitely in me. I'm drained somewhere. I haven't got the motivation to do anything. My body just feels heavy and slow. It's why I call it fatigue. Even though I'm not falling asleep randomly, all the other aspects of fatigue is tick, 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 tick. And this is why, because I felt, what's the wording, physically drained, like exhausted, I just said I'm not pushing it today. I'm just going to have a, what do I call it? A spontaneous slow day. Just flow with the way that my body and energy wants to go. So I relaxed today at home. And then while I was relaxing, I was watching a series on Netflix. It's an old series, but I watched the most recent episodes and it reminded me of the ones that I haven't watched. So I'm watching all the old ones. Yeah. And then after a couple, I was like, no, I want to get out of the home, but I don't want to do too much. So that's why I thought, run a couple of errands. You're in a vehicle, so you haven't got to drain yourself by walking. And when you're ready to go back to your home, you do. So that's what I'm doing today, and I'm quite enjoying it. Fatigue can vary. Sometimes just keeping my eyes open is a struggle. Sometimes, as you've probably noticed a couple of times today, my brain just doesn't function correctly. So this is what a fatigue day looks like for me. This is just one example of what a slow, running, flowing day is. And if I'm truthful, it did actually start yesterday on Friday. I was wiped. I woke up wiped out. Not to the extent, this is where I've got to explain the difference. I woke up physically okay, not wanting to sleep, not feeling tired, but I knew my bones were drained. I knew my body just needed the rest. There was no motivation to kickstart and get myself out of bed. I stayed in bed for hours, like hours. I think from when I woke to when I left my bed was a good 6, 7, 8 hours. Like literally, I remember thinking, my little cousins are probably coming back from school and I've been in bed a whole school day. My little cousins were leaving school the time I decided to leave bed. But I volunteered video editing for a family member, and I was doing a mixture of things. I did something for myself, I did something for them. So it was a physical lazy day, which I enjoyed and I think I needed. But I'm assuming it just led on to today where physically, mentally, spiritually, I was still drained. And this is why I don't push it. I just flow and roll along with however I feel. Because I have learned over the years that when my body and my mind feels a certain way, I've just got to flow with it. Because if I push against, create resistance, boy, I pay the price tenfold. I do. It lasts longer. It feels nasty. And I've now said, days like this are just self-love days. And I've had a beautiful self-love day. I have. The view I've got right now is greenery. And even though the world is moving around me, I'm not in the midst of the hustle and bustle. And I like that.